What's up, everybody? You are rocking with the best. We are Ryan and Corey. You'll listen to the Much About Nothing podcast where we talk ball, sports, and anything and everything else. It is Sunday, Pro Bowl Sunday, and today we're going to be talking ball, football, and basketball. If you got something to say, put it in the comments. If you're new to the pod, welcome to the Man Cave. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, hit that bell. If you're already part of the fam, welcome back. Please like, share, comment. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let's get into it, Corey.
Yes, man. Interesting time in the week, man. We got a lot of basketball situations going on. Also, the Pro Bowl. We got a lot of things to dive in, but I'm not going to waste your time with the particulars. We're going to go ahead and get into this. You'll see it right at the bottom of your screen. There you go. Kyrie to the Mavs. Biggest news.
Yeah. And I'm 3 words, like LeBron said, it must be me. It must be me.
Must be.
Man, this trade here, it's a lot to unpack. Hey, first, you want to
Mhm.
break out what the trade was, or you want me to get into it?
I can break it down. So the Mavs, they traded Spencer Dinwiddie, Doris Finney-Smith, a 2027 second round pick, a 2029 first round pick, also a 2029 second round pick. And that all of that for Kyrie. Straight up. All of that just for Kyrie Irving. That's it. That's the only thing they got. I don't know how you weigh that, but I mean that's what they did.
Okay, we got Jamie up here. He said that made some title contenders. Um,
No. What are we talking about here, man? Come on, man.
I don't see
Come
it,
on, man.
but I want you to say what you got. I want you to tell me what that means in the comments. Also,
Mhm.
the biggest thing with this trade is it creates a 5.5 million trade exception and a 1.8 million trade exception. Also, for the Nets, those cheapskates get $28 million off the luxury cap. That's what this trade was about. They know they wasn't gonna win that. They just didn't want to pay that tax, man.
Yeah,
That's really what this is. Hey, look, man, this is a business decision. This is
dumb
a
it down.
business decision.
Get rid of that. Well, I'm gonna say most people that know me know that I believe, and now I'm not saying Luca is LeBron James, but if I had to compare Luca's game to any player in the NBA, I compare it to LeBron. And I would like to say that when most people see this trade, they'll think that Luca and Kyrie gonna pick off right where Kyrie and LeBron dropped off. I don't see that to be the case. Because number one, even though Luca's game, that drive and kick game, getting downhill, all of those things that LeBron does good, Luca does also. The problem is where they separate. Okay, Luca, one of his biggest criticisms is his ability not to be able to stay in shape. He is not the most endurance out athlete. So getting out in transition, which was a staple for Kyrie and LeBron, they got downhill very, very fast, and they could beat you in transition by getting down the court. LeBron is one of the greatest in shape athletes. He take care of his body phenomenally. Luca does not do that. So the problem comes, you don't have that point of it. Also, LeBron has the ability to be the roll man in the pick and roll. Luca is not the roll man in the pick and roll. He had Jalen Bronson there, and they never ran pick and roll. What Luca was with a kick man. When they picked apart the pick and roll and it failed, Bronson to kick it out to Luca for the three, and that's not his greatest asset of his game. So who you going? I fail to see how they're gonna throw this thing together. I know they're both supremely talented athletes, and and they might surprise me. But going into it, I have yet to see this iteration. I don't have nothing to match or go off to, and I don't know what it is. I like Jason Kidd, what he can probably throw together with this thing, maybe putting together. And let's not forget they're not two of the best defenders. I mean, both of them can get picked on at any point. I don't. Neither one of them are all
I,
elite
I,
on defensive end.
that's where I was gonna go with that, Corey. I'm gonna tell you, Dorian Finney-Smith is probably one of the best 3 and D guys in the league.
Hmm.
He. I mean, that's what he does. He's not a superstar. Now, in any trade, the guy that gets the superstar wins. That's law. If you
Yeah.
get the superstar, you win the deal, no matter what it costs. Now, with the Nets, now most people are saying the Nets got fleeced in this deal. The Nets are betting that Kyrie is going to play them. They're betting this is another Boston situation. This is what they're betting though, because when you ask for a 29 pick, what they're saying is what they're saying is Luka Doncic, his contract is going to end in 2027, and they're hoping that Doncic does not sign. Now I believe he stays in Dallas. I believe it, but they're betting on the fact that after 2027, his contract is up. You know that Kyrie is in the wind. You ain't no telling where he's gonna be at, and that's an unprotected first round pick. Teams don't like to give that up. They don't like to give unprotected first round picks. So you gotta be strategic when you ask for it. And so they have projected out and said this is what it's going to be. So now as far as the fit with Kyrie and Dallas, I'm going to say Kyrie pretty much will fit in any scheme. He's that good. Kyrie is one of the greatest basketball players that in the modern era. We just had an argument today about who the most skilled players, and you can't say this guy isn't top five. I don't think anybody wouldn't say he's not top five when it comes to skilled players in the NBA. So he is going to fit. Offensively, he can play off the ball. I've seen him do it with LeBron. I mean, he's a phenomenal shooter. He can play make. It gives you opportunities to rest Luka more. I mean, it opens up a lot of things. But on the defensive side of the ball, who they gonna guard? I mean, because you can't cover for two guys. You can cover for one guy, but you can't cover for two. As far as what the Nets plan on doing next, I don't know.
I don't see it neither. I gotta agree with you
Because
they gotta trade KD.
No, because I mean, the Nets, they've been kind of sneaky. They've been sneaky about what they've been doing. They've been hedging their bets ever since they traded Harden. Because you got to remember, they still got they got our 2027 first round for the 76ers. So they still have that trade from when they took on Ben Simmons. Their team, the way it was constructed, I don't know what you do, man. I don't know what you do here, but yeah, it's a good assumption that KD is going to do the same thing. But the closer we get to the ninth, I mean, who has the assets to go get KD? Miami,
Golden State.
Golden State. But here goes the thing about Golden State. I think this is my personal opinion. I don't have any inside information on this. I think the Nets looked around the league and said, "How do we get some assets and ensure that Kyrie does not win wherever he goes?" I think that was a conversation that was had. I think a conversation was had about where do we send him that we don't see him hosting a trophy and we look like the laughing stocks like we did when we traded for Kevin Garnett back in the day. They just don't want to be fools anymore. So I think that that's the reason why he ends up in Dallas. I don't think Kyrie wanted to end up in Dallas. I think Kyrie wanted to go to LA. And I think that with KD probably wants to go to LA. He might want to go back to Golden State. He might want to go back to Miami. But I'm gonna tell you where he don't want to go. He don't want to go to a team like San Antonio. He don't want to go to the Thunder. He don't want.
Nobody wants to go to the Thunder.
Yeah, and so I think he's gonna be strategic about who he asks for a trade to and how he does this. Now that situation is gonna be different because I'm positive KD has a no trade clause. So this has the potential to, and KD's under contract for a long time. Kyrie wasn't. So this could get tricky. I think KD probably goes nowhere at the trade deadline. He got to suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh yeah, I'm more so pointing towards the end of the year because if he wants to make a fuss, I definitely don't think you play around with a guy named KD. He is one of the top talents in the league that can demand a trade and you trade him. At the end of the day, if he doesn't want to play, where you sitting, you're not going to force him to not do anything. You're just playing off his ability and his love for the game. His love for the game probably will force him to play. But at the end of the day, do you want a person in your building that doesn't want to be there? It's kind of like being in a relationship. Do you want to be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't want to be there? That's not as committed to this relationship as you? No, you go ahead and let them walk out the door. I'm not about to sit here and beg you to stay with me. Nah, so if KD wanna go, kick rocks, brother. But I don't see his career going any further right now. We've seen this iteration of KD alone in this system, how far he can take them. It's probably the Eastern Conference Championship. That's about the height. They're not gonna
Durant
win a
is
title like that.
Durant is 34 years old.
Yeah. He can't play around no more.
Durant is 34 years old.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna tell you, I think that right now the Nets have to be. This is what I would do if I'm the GM.
Hmm.
I'm calling Chicago and seeing if I can get Levine and DeRozan.
That's a package. But then what does Chicago have after that? They in the same position as the
No,
Knicks.
no, no, no. Oh, I know what you're thinking. I'm saying. I'm thinking you saying I
Oh.
trade KD. No, I think
Oh.
I package up all those first round picks.
Mm,
I throw in Joe Harris and his salary, and
mm.
I go get some guys that can play with KD. I go all in. I go all in. I
That's
mean,
a star-studded roster. I like
and
that.
and,
I like
and the reason why I say I call Chicago because Chicago they're not going to win anything with this,
that. Hmm.
and they they're just not. I mean, they're going to have to do something. They traded market. They're going to have to do something, and I think they may be willing to move those salaries. Now they just cleared out. They cleared out Kyrie's salary. They got some trade exceptions. They got the picks,
Hmm.
and I think that team with Zach Levine and DeRozan is better than what they had with Kyrie. That's
Hmm.
what I do first. That's how I reach out first. If
Hmm.
I cannot get that deal done, I send KD to the Pacers. Send him to the Pacers.
I really want to dive into this Golden State trade. Like, if Golden State offered, let's say Golden State packaged together Wiseman, you got to because I think the Nets going to just build for the future. That 20 for that pick to be in 2029, you're really setting yourself up for the future. Not, I think they gave up on it now. I think now they saying, okay, we made a mistake by pitching our wagon to Kyrie Irving. At the end of the day, we pitched our wagon to Kyrie Irving and we got burnt. At the end of the day, KD asked Kyrie to come here, so he kind of down that line, same thing. I mean, he has much responsibility as anybody else. At the end of the day, I would trade him to go to state for. I mean, they got picks. They got their picks. They still can dump the same picks. They can give you. I would not trade Kaminga. I would trade Jordan Poole before I trade Kaminga, and that's my honest opinion. Because you clear out cap space and you able to keep a young stud in Kaminga. I like Kaminga. I really like Kaminga. So I package Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and James Wiseman. I think that's enough to get it done.
Listen, I don't think that it's not about you guys have enough to. You got more to give up than anybody else. But there's a few things. One, does KD want to go there? That's thing one. I mean,
Mm, I,
he's a fickle human being. I like the word fickle, and so the issue is he has been the second best player pretty much his entire career, and nobody wants to be that. He probably
mm,
thought at some point that LeBron would slow down and he would get to be the best at some point, but it's not happening. And the last thing he wants to go is go back to Golden State, so now people can say he's the third best player.
mm,
And I think that's part one. Part two is I really truly don't believe that the Nets will send KD somewhere. Well, he will win a championship. I don't think they want to do that. So it doesn't matter what you guys have to offer. I think that they are. I think they're going to care that much about it, and so I don't see that happening.
mm.
Um, yeah, that's my take on it. And as far as you got to be asking yourself, where does it work? Like, where does it work for KD? Because you're right, he brought Kyrie in, and Kyrie did Kyrie things. LeBron knew how to manage Kyrie. Like Kyrie didn't just become this guy. Like I'm pretty sure Kyrie has been this guy a long time, but we didn't hear it. It didn't get out because LeBron was managing that. And you saw in Boston what Kyrie is. You've seen. We saw what it was in Duke. The only place it wasn't a problem was with LeBron until the day that it was a problem, and then
Mm-hmm.
LeBron didn't even know it was a problem until he asked for a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, that's what you get, and then you got to bring up James Harden. You got to bring up James Harden. Like James
Mm-hmm.
Harden was there, and he was like, "Oh no,
No,
like
I can't deal with this.
yeah, this is no." I mean, he almost went fat suit James Harden on them boys. Like like it, yeah, like so. I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I mean, the guys want to go play with KD, but when they get there, it's just not that. And this is I don't know. But the Suns offering CP3 for Kyrie, I would never. I would never. What a terrible idea.
Mm,
That I'm glad they turned that one down. I don't even know what the
mm.
Lakers offer. They don't really got a lot to give.
Yeah, I don't. People
Uh,
say the Lakers got a lot to offer. What Westbrook? Who wants Westbrook
yeah,
at $30 million? Like, no, ew.
yeah,
They don't even have
yeah,
picks.
yeah. And if you put Westbrook back there with KD, he calling out sick for the rest of the season.
That
He
man
doing that no
wants no
more.
parts. He don't
He
want no
wants
parts of that.
no pause in that mess,
Golly.
man.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah. This is yeah. Good riddance. What's the next topic, man?
Next topic. Let's
Enough
move
of this
on.
foolishness.
Yeah, yeah. So down goes Curry. Can the World Warriors survive? Down goes Curry. So the injury that Curry has, and I am not a doctor. I'm gonna pronounce these injuries the best of my abilities, but Steph has a partial tears to his superior fibular ligaments and introsis membrane. I don't know how to pronounce that stuff, man. It's crazy words. I can write it
That's
down
a
for you, but
that's a fancy way to say.
introsis membranes.
What's a fancy way to say what?
It's not an ACL, MCL. I know those PCLs, but these are strange ligaments, man. But it's partially torn, and he's going to be out a while. I mean, not the rest of the season, but after the All Star break. And I think we got what 9 games left towards the All Star break, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so can the Warriors survive? I think the Warriors have the ability to tread water. What I mean by that, they're gonna stay 500. Steph has already went down this year, for 11 games, and they went 6-5 without him. I think the Warriors right now stand in, I think, seventh place if I'm not mistaken, but they're only 3 games out of third, but they're 1 game out of 11th. So they have to shoot par. They have to stand par until Curry come back. And the Curry comes back healthy and they get into the playoffs. Nobody wants to draw them for the once any season. Nobody wants to play the Warriors in the playoffs. Come on now, let's be real. But that's a huge, huge, huge loss. Curry is by far the best player on that team. And unlike this is where things separate with not piggybacking off the KD thing, but just to say the difference in players. Curry is an offensive engine. That team surrounds themselves off of Steph Curry. What Steph Curry does, that team plays off of that. When he is shut down, they become stagnant. You can tell the difference when he's off the floor. It's only a few players in the league that have the ability to be offensive engine and be the driving force for their offense. Luca, LeBron James, even I would say Joy and B, Jokic, even them being centers, the offense revolves around them. It goes and starts with them, and everybody else plays off of them. It's that they are the foundation of the offense. If you take that cog out of there, it's a problem. It's
Yeah,
a problem.
I mean, like Jamie said, it's only about a month. To that injury, to put it in layman's terms, he has a sprained knee. It's a sprained knee. It's the
Mhm.
ligament. It's a ligament right under the kneecap, that goes from the top of your leg, and then he has a bone bruise on the lower part of his leg.
Mhm.
He has a knee sprain.
It looked like the Ja Morant injury. When I looked
So
at it, it looked kind of like the Ja Morant injury, but it was an impact with knee to knee instead
yeah,
of the hand to knee. But it went
yeah,
inward instead of outward.
yeah. So it's a sprain. This right here, we've seen this before. Um, just last month, like well, in December, like Curry missed 11 games with a shoulder
Mm-hmm.
injury. They went 6-5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting the same thing. We got 5 games before the All Star break. He'll miss those.
Got a week
He
off.
he got a week off. He'll probably
Mm-hmm.
miss 11 more games. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He'll probably miss
Mm-hmm.
11 more games, and then they'll work him back in there. I'm not really concerned about it. Um, I'm not concerned about it. He'll be back. They'll be back to where they were. In those
Mm-hmm.
11 games where he missed, the Warriors averaged 115 points. They shot 45% from the field and 35% from 3-point range.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers are middle of the pack numbers 18, 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
this, I mean, yeah, we all like, I agree with Logan. I said, um, yeah, he is. I told you, I said, I think he's the most skilled basketball player that I've ever seen in my life from a
Mm.
skill standpoint. Now, I know I'm not saying that he's greater than Michael Jordan for somebody that's going to come into the comments and say that. I'm saying that
Well,
from a skill standpoint and what he does with the athletic ability that he has, I don't think that we have seen that on par. And at least I haven't seen it in my lifetime. Yes, I've seen faster guys. I've seen guys with better crossovers. I've seen guys, but I've never seen a guy that needs to be checked the second he crossed the half court line. He
gosh, almighty.
causes he causes so much gravity that he makes the basketball court bigger. Because if you have to stretch your defense out to pick him up back there, then that means that it just makes more movement. It causes gravity. He is, yeah. I mean, he's the most skilled basketball player, and he does it the right way. He wins with what he got. He loses with what he got. You never hear anything bad off the basketball court. You never hear a teammate say, "Oh, we hate that Steph Curry." He does absolutely everything the right. He's a role model. He's just the guy's just awesome, man. That's all I can say. He is awesome, and I'm glad that I got to watch him play. I'm getting to watch him play, even though I think
Mhm.
he has ruined high school and AAU basketball, and that's for sure. What else
Well,
we
let me
got
ask
going?
you a question.
Oh, what you got?
Who you think gonna replace him in the All Star game? I think it's gonna be Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is
Man,
that
listen, man.
deserve to
Yeah,
be there.
yeah. You saw he already. Anthony Edwards has been campaigning for a while. You,
Yeah.
you know what he did last week? Anthony Edwards said he listens to Nicki Minaj before every basketball game. He try to get the barbs behind him. He is gonna get to the All Star game. He want the
Hey,
barbs behind him.
but but I'm dead serious. He does deserve, but I mean, people don't understand this fact. It's a lot of people that deserve to be in the. It's a lot of good players in the NBA. I mean, most of the people with the LeBron James argument is how talented the NBA is right now, and it is very talented. I'm sorry, Anthony Edwards, but you gotta wait your time. There's nobody's going to select you over Steph Curry. It
Yeah,
took this injury to happen for you to get in there, just like Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins got in there because a lot of wings were hurt. At the end of the day, it's hard. It's a lot of talented players.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, I want to see Anthony get in there, man. I hope he does get in there.
Yeah, great, great. We're gonna go on here and move on. Who y'all think, chat? Who y'all think should get in? Y'all got anybody that y'all hating that didn't make it? We're gonna move on though. LeBron James. Did I click that thing? LeBron James 36 points away from the scoring title. Just think about that. Come
You
on
want
now.
to do this? You want to do this, Corey?
I want to dive in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got everything ready. I hope you can't on. We're gonna throw
All right.
down on this. I can start it off if you want to. You want me to go ahead and set the tone?
Okay. All right. Here you go. This NBA now again. My opinion that LeBron is the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
That he's my goat. But I'm not gonna get into
Mm-hmm.
a Jordan debate here. I think the scoring title is a longevity award.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a longevity award. It's a math equation.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James has played more games with a high rate of scoring, and
Mm-hmm.
so it was inevitable. I do not believe that we'll ever. I don't know. I am not even gonna say that because now players are playing a lot longer than I remember
Mm,
when I was a kid. 33 was like, man, that guy was washed. I mean,
mm,
and look at LeBron. The guy looks like
mm,
he could play another 7 years if he wanted to.
mm,
So I mean, it's a longevity award. Hopefully he'll put it so far away that nobody will ever touch it again. But
mm,
who knows? KD might play till he's 50.
mm.
You never know.
The crazy thing is, I got the same thing written down on my paper. Is LeBron definitely should be praised for his longevity. It's one of his greatest assets, being able to play this long with staying healthy. But I also think it speaks to the softness of the NBA, the ability to play this long. The game was
Oh, of
more
course.
physical back then. Let me finish my soliloquy, sir. I mean, I'm gonna go into so I mean, in my opinion, LeBron James is the sucko, the sucko. He's the second goat. At the end of the day, he's the
Sago,
second greatest of all time.
Sago.
So I
Can
mean,
we
he's
coin that Sago?
yeah, Sago. He's the second greatest player of all time, right behind Michael. At the end of the day, this statistics, it's a lot of people that would use this argument as an argument, but at the end of the day, nobody believed Kareem was the greatest player of all time, and he held it for years, 20 some years. At the end of the day, Michael Jordan was the greatest. LeBron has only won, I believe, one scoring title. I don't even think it was one. It was last year. Did Embiid win the last year or LeBron won it? Because that was his only time that he came close to winning score time. Jordan won it 10 times. There's nobody in this world that's going to argue me that LeBron is a better scorer than Michael Jordan. No, it's
No.
not it. And I mean, if we're going to
Scoring don't
go
make you
into
the greatest. Because if you want to go into
yeah,
that, we
yeah,
can go into Bernard King. That guy he could put points on
put
the board.
points on the board. Yeah, I
He
would
put points
agree.
on the board, but that don't make you the greatest. Like,
Yeah, I don't measure greatest. That's what gets me into the argument. I hate when people bring it into that aspect. What I grade it as, what I mean greatest, I'm saying career. What can be measured is accomplishments and impact. And that's what LeBron is a great impact. He has a lot of accomplishment, but when compared to Jordan's career, his flawless career, it just doesn't stand, you know, measured to that. Nah, it doesn't stand. I'm a welder. I mean, I know weak metal next to strong metal any day of the week. When you wear that thing up, you can tell the truth of it. That man is lesser than LeBron, far as careers go, far as a measuring standpoint, as far as assets and stuff like that. We can go into that debate, but we'll get nowhere. It's just your opinion of what you think a talented player should be, and in my opinion, what I think a talented player should be.
J Mo here, he being disrespectful. He call that man the hook shot guy. I
The hook
mean,
shot guy.
this is what I'm saying, and we had this argument earlier today, Corey.
Yeah.
You can argue, with anybody, whatever you want. I know that LeBron's game translated back to when Jordan was playing is nowhere near what it would look like if Jordan was moved into right now. Like Jordan was clearly the best athlete. When Kareem played, I'm pretty sure he was posting up painters and plumbers. Like, they had part time
Mm-hmm.
jobs when they were playing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like so, oh, you're tall, you can play basketball. Try to guard Kareem. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what was going on back then.
Hold on though.
Same
Hold on
thing
though.
with Will.
Let me
Same thing
challenge
with
that
Will.
argument though.
All right,
I
let's
know
go.
you said it earlier. The argument that I challenged with that because you play the talent of your era. And the problem is, if you put LeBron back then, how do you know LeBron would have dominated those players the same way? Is the argument that you're making is that he played plumbers, but LeBron has benefited for being in this era where he has a lot more advantages than Jordan had back then. We don't know who Jordan would have been if he grew up with the advantages that LeBron has.
Okay, all right.
The
So
travel,
this
the AAU games, all of these things would have made Jordan a better player. We don't know that. Errors is errors. You got who you got.
Yeah, listen, another debate for another day.
All
I'm
right.
not going into the goat. I'm not going into the goat thing. I am going to say,
We can waste a whole
shout
segment on
shout
that.
shout out to LeBron James for knocking down another goal. Todd said
Mm-hmm.
that he been in the league since he was 18. You know my motto: you play what's in front of you. You play
Mm-hmm.
what's in front of you. The
Mm-hmm.
same way you said, like LeBron was in there at
Mm-hmm.
18. I'm not knocking him for coming in the league for 18. He was
Mm-hmm.
great enough to come into the league. He came in with so much hype, and just imagine he came in with so much hype and still exceeded the hype. How often does that happen in our life? Most of the time you get excited about something and then it's not what you thought it was going to be. LeBron came in with all the hype in the world. He was the king when he came in. 20 something years later, he's still the king. So yeah, shout out Bron, man. Like, congratulations to him. We can sit here and we talk about who he's not greater than. We can, talk about him being the goat if that's what you want to do. But in actuality, this is an Sugo. This is an accomplishment. This is an accomplishment that who get to say it next? I don't know. Oh yeah. Shout out to go ahead. This on you, Cora.
We're going to shout out the Franklin High School basketball team. They are doing a great job. They are dominating the field right now. We're hoping they can make it all the way and run this table. They are 20-2, 14-0. You see it at the bottom. They are very good. Y'all should tune in and watch, especially if you're in Franklin. Support your team, man. I mean, it's not that often we get kids out here that's doing such a great job. Support them young fellas, man, every time you get a chance to do it. If we can go out here and support people that we don't know, that's not from where we're from, y'all need to be getting down to them games and supporting people that we do know. That's from where we're from. We keep claiming, man, we want people to make it out of Franklin, but help them make it out of Franklin then, man. Go ahead, like, share their videos, post, use your platform to show love to these young fellas, man. They certainly are deserving of
it. And I think we need to try to catch one of those games, man.
Yeah, we need to make it to one of those games. Definitely.
We need to catch
one.
Matter of fact,
we're gonna get with Jamie because Jamie, I'm pretty sure he got the whole schedule.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, Jamie supports all them local boys there.
Yeah. We're gonna make it on down to that. Make
Uncle
it on
Jamie.
Down to
That's Uncle Jamie. That's Uncle Jamie there. He got the young boys on his back.
So what we got next up here? Pro Bowl. Did anybody even watch this thing? Be honest in the comment section. Be honest. Which one of y'all tuned in at 3:00? It started at 3 if you didn't know. 3:00 and watched this debacle. Because I'm not even sure what I was watching. I thought they were doing a tug of war with weights at one time. I'm like, what is going on in this game? And the crazy thing is, this, Ham, the reason why they moved from having a game from hitting, because they were trying to avoid injuries, right? They still had an injury. Myles Garrett dislocated his toe. They still had an injury.
And here goes. You asked the question, right? To answer the question, no, I did not watch it today. I watched those skill games, and I was just disgusted. I was disgusted with the skill games. I mean, guys I didn't know were doing things I didn't know. Like, it was terrible, man. But anywho, people do watch it, man. Last year, 6.7 million viewers. That was more than the Stanley Cup.
What?
Yeah. The Stanley Cup averages 4.6 million. Chance out, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
The All-Star game last year for the NBA, 6.3 million viewers. Man, people just love football. We'll watch any version of it we can get. Some people they'll watch the Pro Bowl, man. We'll watch the Pro Bowl. So,
but I do want to bring this up. I mean, if you did tune in, because it was a talented show by one man that we got a chance to see. Kirk Cousins won the MVP. The Dagger Doctor, the fourth quarter illuminator, Mr. Colossus Clutch, Mr. Game-winning drive, led the game-winning drive all the way down there. I mean, he came in the game, and it was 21-15 when he stepped in. He went 15 for 19 for 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. Led the game, man. He was awesome to win the security MVP, get the game-winning touchdown, get the 2-point conversion to Justin Jefferson. Yes, a great man. I mean, I think he put on a show. I think right now 49ers need to get on that phone, call Minnesota, and go ahead and try to work out a deal for this man. I mean, he threw a touchdown pass to Juszczyk and Kittle. He seemed to like those weapons, man. Come on down there and get you something. Yeah. I mean, we'll let it go for a healthy price. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a Trae Young and a couple picks. We'll let him go for that. I think. What do you think, man? Those numbers were good, man. Shouts out to my boy, man. Give him some respect, man. Secure the dude.
Yeah, he the flag football champion, man.
Oh
the
man.
flag
Oh
football
man.
champ.
He did
I
seem
did
to
see.
be able to run a little bit better with pads off of flags, so he got up out of there,
Yeah,
got busy.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
He the flag football king. I tell you what though, did you see Peyton Manning's son out there throwing balls?
oh yeah. Trey Lance, my bad, Jamie. I said Trey Young. Trey Lance.
And did
Yeah,
you
what
see
you say?
you didn't see Marshall? Man, when you get a chance, man, go check out those videos of Marshall throwing passes.
Mm.
Marshall Manning, Peyton Manning's son. He's
Nah,
11 years old.
he got another.
He'll,
Golly, what in the world? How many
it's,
Mannings is it?
it's a lot of Mannings out there,
Golly.
man. Yeah,
Archie about to come in the league, ain't he?
listen, man. Hey, but little Marshall, he looks the part. I mean, he looks the
I
part
gotta check him
for a
out. I
11
gotta
year
check
old.
him out.
Yeah, I mean, compared to other little 11-year-olds, I mean, that.
I gotta check him out though. I gotta check him out. Hey, at the end of the day, quarterbacks are the gift to the football field. If you ain't got you a person that can sling that thing, you ain't doing nothing, and it's void of it. I mean, it ain't really. I could tell you, it's not 10 quarterbacks in this league right now that I would can say that is really top talent. You got people that can get the ball down the field, but they can really put a team on their back and carry a team. It's not 10 of them.
Yeah.
And your team needs one. I'm gonna go in and tell you that. You need one.
Yeah. But see, like, Jamie just, I know Jamie joking, but when y'all do get a chance, I really do want y'all to watch that video. Because really, when I saw it, I was like, when I was 11-year-old, I was putting everything I had in that ball to throw it.
Mhm.
He is throwing an NFL ball with NFL mechanics. like, that's an 11-year-old throwing the ball with NFL mechanics.
Well, his
Like,
daddy is in the NFL. You could train him and everything. Yeah, this how
I'm
you
just
do
saying
it. Son.
he got good footwork. I mean, he looked like he knew what he was doing. He did not look 11 years old. What we
Mhm.
got next, man? Because
All right,
I'm
moving
I'm
on,
done with this
moving
Pro
on,
Bowl
moving.
thing, man.
Yeah, that's good. Panthers secured their DC and Ejiro Evero. Yeah, this is
You
a pain to me. I think really that is one of the new and up and coming talents in the NFL, and he's a great find. I mean, I felt like we lost out on. He was my first pick for the BRDC, but I would have chose Panthers over us too. I mean, they got way more talent, and it's good to see a black man get in that position. I would have liked him to be a head coach, but I think the stepping stone was a little bit too fast, a little bit too far apart, and too much of a jump. But yes, I think he's going to be a talent even at the next level. I think after he do a good job with the Panthers, which I believe he will, with that talent, and he took the Denver Broncos defense very far for what they was trying to do. They moved off of Chubb very early, and that was their top defender. Moved off of that, and not to have Von Miller, not to have the pieces in place. At the end of the day, they only had really a talented corner, talented safety, and he took them very far. I mean, they were the number 7th in the yards allowed, like number 7 in points. They was very good on defense, and he was the main reason. He runs a multitude of defensive schemes. He's very talented. They got a gem. The Panthers has secured a gem. Very talented. I don't see him staying there long. That's the problem. But on to the next. On to the next. You know, they come, they go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your guy. I'm still a firm believer of Flores,
Yeah.
Brian Flores. We've talked how long we talk about Flores.
Man, we talking
I
about
believe the guy's a good coordinator.
people don't understand. We talk about all of this stuff like we get on the phone. We talk about this before. Y'all just brought aware of this on the stream. But the truth be told, yes, you know how I feel. Flores is my number 2 option. I don't feel like we lost anything. If we gain Flores, I think he's a talented player. We can win with him too. Anything is better than what we had. And I think but the problem with Flores, I think he's going to secure a head coaching job. I think
Oh,
Arizona's going to bring him in and secure. You don't think he's going to win the Arizona job? I will see. Well,
no,
y'all
I
write
mean,
that down. Write that down.
no,
Arizona. Flores going to Arizona head coach.
no. I'm gonna say Mike Kafka wins that. You remember Mike Kafka?
Yeah.
He used to play with these guys.
Yeah. But let me ask you this: why would they be bringing him in for a second interview?
I don't know, man, because the Rooney Rule only asks for him to do it once.
Yeah, only ask him to do it once. Yeah, I definitely I would agree with you there. Why would they bring him in for a second? I think the second is more telling than the first. If the first we can say, oh, they just trying to knock that
You
that
know what? I
that
think.
check mark off.
Listen, I'm not gonna say this. I'm not. I'm not joking about this. I'm being serious. That Rooney Rule, in
Mhm.
which we were flying black coaches to every single city just for them to be told no. I think in
Mhm.
the future, some of these guys are just gonna stop interviewing if they know that this is the only reason you're calling me out there, just to fill your quota of black guys that got to interview for a job. I think the Rooney Rule has to be fixed. Why is he getting a second interview? Because I can say I gave him a second interview.
Well, we can say a lot of people have a lot of black men have secured jobs already. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been some great hirings around the league. We can see change happen. I mean, how much do we want? I always ask this question: What is a? I'm for what I fight for is equality of opportunity. I want everybody to have the opportunity to gain a job, but I do not believe in equality of outcome. I do not believe there's a certain number that we can say, okay, we're hitting the right statistics that we should. It should be 50% black, 50% white. I think most people think the best person should get a job, regardless of color. At the end of the day, regardless of color, the best man should get the job. We want to get rid of racism, but it's hard to evaluate where that's in there. I mean, without saying, okay, how much percentage should it be? Should it be broke down to half and half or 60-30, or if it's this many person, do we just make sure we get a black person in here? No, I think everybody should have the ability to get a job. And what do how we go about that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you get around that. I think the NBA is are probably the best and most fairest company, and they ain't got it right. Nobody gets it right. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's hard to judge. It's hard to judge that.
yeah. I'm. Listen, man. I another debate for another day. But
Another
I will
day.
say that when it comes to Brian Flores, there's been a lot of guys that have been getting job opportunities because they might be able to win a game or two. I want
Hmm.
to say Flores won like his last 8 games before he got fired. I
Hmm.
want you to think about that. He won
Hmm.
like 8 in a row. He won like every game in the NFL is hard to win, but he did it 8 times in a row.
Hmm.
Like and it was with a team that was supposed to be tanking. That team
Hmm.
was devoid of talent. And every single week, I'll see a guy get a job opportunity that might be able to win a game.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave
Well,
it right there.
let me ask you one. I want to ask you one thing. Let's say the same can be said about that Jaguars job. That Jaguars job was a wreck when they got there, but that thing has been flipped around. At the end of the day, you have the opportunity to fail, but you also have the opportunity to make this thing great. We could talk about the Texans interview. Yeah, sure, that's a bum job. But if you're great, and I believe, see, I'm the type person, this is the type person I am. You put me in any situation, regardless of it, I'm going to rise. I take every challenge head on. I do not poo poo it and sit back and say, okay, I get a sub job. Anybody in here knows me and knows me as a welder. No, you can put me in the worst job and might say, hey, this job, but I will accomplish everything that I set out to do. It's nothing you can do about it because you can't slow down greatness. At the end
Okay.
of the day, be confident in yourself. Be confident in yourself. To anybody out
Yeah.
there, be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
To any
And
situation to rise.
to the opposite of Flores
Hmm.
and people getting opportunities that may or may not be good at it. Somebody that is good at it is Nick Fangio. So shout outs,
Oh yeah, big
congratulations to the
Benjamin.
Dolphins. The
Yeah,
Dolphins, I think they won the coaching carousel this year.
yeah,
But
yeah,
of course, who wouldn't want to be in Miami? Who wouldn't want to live there? What we got
yeah,
next, Core?
yeah. We got the last topic of the day. Joe Mixon charges drop. Did people rush to judgment? And I say that because um even in the conversation I was having, we're quick to bring up that man's past. And I know how much your past can stick with you, but let's talk about growth. Some people can't grow from a mistake. It's plenty of people that have made mistakes. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people in this chat. If you are a human being, I'm pretty sure once or twice in your life you have made a mistake. And when situations come up, how quick do a person run back to your mistakes and try to bring that in as proof that you made this? I mean, I'm not even sure if he done it. I mean, it could be very well true. This could be true, but I believe in innocent until proven guilty. And I was one of the person too that honestly jumped straight to it. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the charges were dropped, and I would like to say that enough evidence has not been permitted. I mean, presented that they can make a case against that man. So to me, he's innocent as long as he's innocent. If he did do it, I mean, I hope they, you know what I'm saying, he gets his due. But at the end of the day, right now, I don't want to judge that man right now. I made that mistake, and I want to give it time. Oh, snaps.
Okay, so
Hmm.
to be clear, I forget the name of what they call these type of dismissals, but they can pick it back up.
Yeah,
They
they can pick it
usually
back
don't.
up. Yeah.
They usually don't pick it back up. And a lot of times, the reason why they do it is it's just not enough evidence other than
Mm,
the lady, because it was a road rage incident, from what I understand.
mm, mm,
The lady said it happened. Joe said it didn't happen. At this
mm,
point, at this point, there's really not enough evidence to do anything. If a camera shows up to show it, then we'll see it again. If it doesn't, then we won't.
mm,
Did something happen? Probably.
mm. I was
Probably.
talking.
Yeah, but the extent of what she said happened about him pulling out a gun and threatening to kill her
Mm,
over road rage. Uh,
mm.
uh, one thing to be sure, if he is exhibiting that type of behavior
Yeah.
it does not get
Yep.
stuffed in a bag in a closet and you never see it again.
Yeah.
If that's what he's doing, then more than likely he'll do something else again. If that's not what he's doing, then more than likely we won't see it again. That's
Absolutely.
that's really not a whole lot to say about that. Um, right now we got some time, man. I want to give some special shout outs. Let's go down the list of the people we got rocking with us right now in the comment
Yeah.
section. Jamie and LT, of course, man. We love y'all. We expect y'all to be in there. Thank you for rocking with us. Todd, Tawana, Trey, Tiffany. I don't want to miss anybody. Am I missing anybody? Am I missing
Yeah,
anybody?
you are my homeboy DJ Davis. He hopped in here, man. Hey man, appreciate you tuning in, man. Shouts out to you, man. He's a good dude. Y'all check him out, man. He a good up and coming rapper. Got a good song. Has been on the TV before, been on the
Put
news before. Check
put
him out,
it
man.
in. Hey, put it in the comments, man. Hey, go ahead. Hey, plug yourself, man. Give people something to click on, man. It's all
Yeah, man.
good,
Plug
man.
yourself in. Plug yourself in, brother.
Oh, Tua was in here earlier. I'm pretty sure if he was, he don't remember. Did we miss anybody else?
Nah, we got everybody. He said Tua was in here.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure he don't remember, man. Tua don't remember much of that there.
Mhm.
Yeah, that be the concussions.
Yeah,
It's hard
so
to remember anything.
woo, woo. All right, man. All right, man. It's been a great week. Hey, man, I miss y'all this week. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, chat, man. It didn't feel the same going this long without y'all, man. We gotta try to fill this thing in with some comments, man. I love to do this. I'm pretty sure Hammer speak to the same thing, man. We definitely love to do this. Really ain't work when you enjoy to do
Yeah,
it.
man. Listen, man. I look forward to this, man. I love it. You
Yeah.
guys give us an opportunity to do what we love.
Mhm.
Man, it is awesome sauce. Thank you so much. Again, the more you support us, the more you give us an opportunity to grow and get better, and that's what
Mhm.
everything is about. You got anything to say? Because you know how I'm gonna close it with.
I already know. I already know. I want to say, tune in again. We will have a lot of things lined up this week. We're gonna try to put out a schedule to get ready for this new and up and coming week. We definitely ready for the Super Bowl. I know everybody's excited, but put y'all things in the chat. What y'all think we could do to be better? We take criticism. We don't get mad at it. Whatever y'all can put in to help us be better and to grow. We want y'all opinions on that. Maybe y'all got some things y'all want to hear from us, and we'll present it. We'll get it together and do it. Shouts out to you and yours. Love you.
Yeah. All right, man. So we have the Wednesday episode that we always have. We're gonna try to get us another episode in either Monday and Tuesday, but we'll let you know early what it's gonna be. Please rock with us, man. Bring a friend, pick your
Bring it.
neighbors. Pick your neighbors, man. Like bring a friend and have that friend bring a friend because I'm telling you, when we actually break down this Super Bowl matchup, which is either gonna be Monday, Tuesday, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be lit. As always, love yours, and the reason why you love yours because it's yours. If you don't love them, ain't nobody else gonna do it. With that being said, and hasta mañana. Until next time, love you guys. We out.